Hey guys, it's Matt. I hope you're sitting down for this one. To start off, we thank Jeff again for his continual research in finding examples that prove the fake world for us. This is the Whopper. I'm not sure we need another one after this. I mean, if this doesn't prove fake world, nothing does. Before I get started, though, I have to warn you, I'm a little bit off. The chemicals roaming around my brain and through my circulatory system from the Wawa breakfast sandwich, it's almost like I ate a gigantic plate of lo mein or something. I feel completely off. I drank a lot of liquids. I think it will pass in just a few minutes. And I also want to make fun of Artemis at some point. I'm a little off, guys. The chemicals that are floating around my circulatory system, it's amazing I can even speak. I want to at some point make fun of Artemis. If I can't work it in the beginning, I will postpone it till the end. This is absolutely incredible. It proves fake world, false world. So let's get started. A note to the bathroom boys, I need to take a few minutes to set the stage here to build up to this. Some of this you might find trivial, but it is all necessary to, in the end, come to the conclusion of fake world. The original version of Jeopardy, not with Alex Trebek, debuted on NBC March 30th, 1964. That's the 33, of course, March 30th, and then 1 and the 9, and then the 6 is 10. It's kind of like the 9 paired with 11. I might use some hobo code here because I'm going to be saying those numbers so many times, guys. I might say wine. I might say Levin. I might say Elvin. I don't know. It's just, Matt, you think it's going to give you a banner ad or a problem? I don't know. But I feel the need to do this because I'm going to say the numbers so much. I know it's annoying to many of you, but this is the world we live in on this horrible, wretched platform. Now, if you want to play along with us at home via your reality breakdown fake world home game, every time we note the 9 or the wine paired with 11, you might want to make a slash. Or every time I say the number 11 or Elvin or 11, you might want to make a slash. You can play along on your reality breakdown fake world home game. The original show, not with Alex Trebek, it was on for 11 years. What a coincidence. Here we go. 1984, Alex Trebek brought Jeopardy back with an episode beginning September 10th, 1984. Yeah, 1984, the year of Orwell and Big Brother and all that. Matt, this is all a coincidence. You people are crazy. No, it's not. Jeopardy, as well as Wheel of Fortune, is very, very important to these creeps. Phrasing things, reversing it as a question or the answers first and then phrasing it as a question. All of this is important to these creeps. Guys, if you'll give me this leeway, let's just take 30 seconds to check on the progress of the astronautas. Of course, CNN has a little cartoon with its little ball. That's where they are. They did a historic they call it a historic flyby. They're in that ball. But look, I think it was a truth drop. Look at the ball. See, you can see it behind the moon. You can still see the ball behind the moon. I think that's a truth drop. I think they're saying the moon is actually etheric in some kind, or the plasma that the conspiracy people in the 50s thought it was. Let's get back to a regularly scheduled topic. Sorry, now don't jump ahead and read the question, which is actually the answer, because everything in Jeopardy is reversed. We've established that the original Jeopardy was on for 11 years before it went off the air for a while to establish the occulted nature of it. Then it was brought back with Alex Trebek in 1984, the year of Big Brother, with the first episode being September 10th, 1984. We're going to look at the second episode, September 11th, 1984. The episode, the Jeopardy episode was September 11th, 1984, so it had the Big Brother year, and it had the wine paired with the Elvin. And here, now, do you think there's going to be a few 9s paired with the what's coming up? Just a little bit. Here's the answer, which is actually the question, because everything's fucked up reversed. Calendar, Final Jeopardy question, contestants. Get ready. Playing. Get ready. Steal. Get ready. Calendar. Matt, if this gets any more obnoxious, I'm going to check out. I'm sorry. Calendar date with which the 20th century began. Let me jump right to the conclusion here for just a minute. In a strange turn of events, every single contestant gets it wrong, and they write, what is January 1st, 1900? What would be the first day of the 20th century? January 1st, 1900. So none of them suspected a trick question. I mean, it's a trick question, but not really a trick. Okay, for anybody that doesn't know where this is going, 2001 starts the 21st century. 1901 starts the 20th century. The child in second grade would write, well, the first day would be January 1st, 1900. That's what a kindergartner would write. So the final Jeopardy contestants all took the bait. It's weird, but what Jeff pointed out initially to me was they all write down, basically they all code the 9 with the 1 with the other with another 1. January 1, that's 1. Next to the 9 is next. It doesn't matter whether the 9 has to be before or after. Remember, Solomon's temple was killed on the 9th. Solomon's temple was destroyed. Solomon's temple was destroyed on the 9th day of the 11th month. Matt, 11th, that's November. It doesn't matter to the creeps. It's just the way it's presented. The 9th day of the 11th month. But then it would still, that's 11 from our perspective, November, 9th day of the 11th month, Solomon's temple. It's the pairing of it. I don't think the order really matters, but I haven't been in no eyes wide shut back rooms, so I don't know. But you have the 9 paired with the elven or the 11 3 times in a row to all create $0 for the contestants. Now the champion from the first day, if he would have just bet all but $1, he would have gone on, but they got rid of all of them to start with 3 new contestants because they must do that if they all go to 0. If the champion just would have bet a little bit more, then he could have positioned himself to at least come back the next day. It doesn't make any sense. They all took the bait and put down what the 4th grader would put down. Not one said, wait a second. And Matt, it's only the 2nd episode with Alex Trebek. I know, but there was 11 years of Jeopardy before that. You're going to go on Jeopardy without any prior knowledge of what happened from 1964 to 1975? The final Jeopardy question isn't going to be really easy. Oh, God, that's so easy. Let me just write down January 1, 1900. Maybe they were compelled to write down January 1, 1900 to present the 9 paired with the elven. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not joking around here. Okay, you can see where I'm going with this, obviously. In 1984, the Big Brother year of which Jeopardy reappeared, we've already established how important it is to the creeps, on the airing of the 2nd episode, September 11th, 1984, the 9 paired with the wine paired with the elven is all over the place, is coded all over the place. Now I don't want to talk about secret society. We'll on the back end, we'll talk about, is this a retrocausality? How is reality reflecting what would be coming 17 years later, 1984 to 2001? They love that number too, don't they? It's not as big as some of the other ones. And I don't remember it mentioned too much in the Eyes Wide Shut parties I attended, but they do love the 17. It's coded all over the place, the wine paired with the elven. Is anybody surprised? No. There's more, much more coming. We'll get to it then, Matt, and shut up. Let's go back and see how much money they all had before they decided to risk it all go to 0, and all get thrown off the show. The champion on the left, if he just wagers 9,000 or 9,000, he has to, wager a decent amount because, of course, the middle contestant will wager it all to beat the champion. She has to hope he gets it wrong and she gets it right. Well, he could wager all but $500 and then be able to at least come back the next day as champion. He knows the rules. Again, the show was on for 11 years. It's not like it's the 2nd episode. And one last thing associated with this image showing how much money they have to risk for the final Jeopardy question. Maybe this is a stretch, but just the amount of times the numbers are paired is what I'm pointing out. The champion has 9,500. Down at the end, the contestant has, of course, 1,100. So it is a 9, in a way, bookended with the 11. Fine, you want to call it a stretch, there's a lot more. This comment under the video is rather interesting, and I will leave a link if you want to watch the short video. I can't risk it here. Fun fact, the commenter says, this episode of Jeopardy aired on September 11th, 1984. Yes, 17 years before the real 9 paired with the 11 happened. It was day 2 of Alex Trebek's run as Jeopardy host. His first day was 9/10/84. So Alex says, the topic for our final Jeopardy answer today is the calendar. Well, it converts to, is anybody surprised? The topic is the calendar. It converts exactly to 91. At one point, when the camera pans down, I guess before the contestant on the left that has the $1,100 gives his, I want to say answer, but you have to say question. I noticed. Do you see the red in the back? What is that? How do you read the first red? Of course, it says Jeopardy, but how do you read the red on the left? Doesn't it look like a 9 to you? Yeah. And then behind on his right shoulder, I see a 1, and then on his left hand, I see a 1. Matt, this is a stretch. You're a lunatic. Okay, I don't think it is. We've noticed this sort of thing so many times. It's not the secret societies that told the camera to pan over so that potentially it looks like a 9 and a 1. Reality sees to this. We'll talk about it on the back end. I didn't notice this initially, but after I'd scrolled through all the comments, and there weren't that many, considering it has 40,000 views, I went up considering maybe I'd leave a comment myself, which I didn't, but there were 191 comments, of course. Now, if I would have said sort by newest, it might have gone up because this video, of course, is going somewhat viral. 700 subscribers, and old, I mean, just think about this aspect. A channel with 700 subscribers posts some old Jeopardy question from 1984. The second episode obscure. Nobody should care about it. But per what Google is doing and YouTube, it's getting 40,000 views. It's showing it to everybody. That's how it popped up before Jeff. Why would a channel with 700 subscribers that just posts an old Final Jeopardy question from an old from an old game show, why would anybody care? Why it should have 4 or 5 views. 4 days it has 40,000 views, and I'm sure I don't know what it is. I'm sure it'll continue to go viral somewhat viral because it's being pushed. Why is it being pushed? Because of the numbers, of course. And it just so happened. These synchronicities happened to us more than maybe other types. Of course, when I went to comment, there was 191. Give me a fake world. Give me a break. This world's a joke. So here's the big one. When Alex realizes they had all bet it all, leaving them all with 0, so nobody will come back as returning champion. Again, whoever was up, if he would have just risked all but $1, he would have had the opportunity to come back the next day as a returning champion. It just all doesn't make sense. Of course, he goes, oh, I forget exactly what happened, but the right hand goes right over the right eye. It's not in passing. Matt, you screenshotted this at the right time. No, the hand goes right over the right eye. I didn't just time it exactly as his hand passed in front like the trolls probably do to me as I wave my hands around in front of the camera when I'm making a presentation. It goes in front of my right eye for a millisecond. He puts the right hand over the right eye. Oh, Matt, we knew Alec was a 30-something degree. No, that's not how the reality works in this case and in many cases. Nobody got no calls from the Men in Black. He didn't have a lodge meeting the night before. This is how reality presents the symptoms of what it truly is. Wake up, first grade truthers. He's a 30 degree freeway. Oh my God. I thought this was a good comment under the video. There's a good reason for the title 2001, A Space Odyssey. Of course, need to get to 2001 to start the next century, or in this case, next millennium. So again, the answer was wrong. It's not January 1, 1900. The answer the Jeopardy contestants should have given, the question. Oh, that reversal thing. There's something so esoteric, occulted, creepy about it. They should have given the question, what is January 1st, 1901? But they're all really smart. They're all on Jeopardy, and they all took the bait thinking that would be as easy as a second grade question. It doesn't make any sense. None of this. Well, it all makes sense if you just cry out fake world and you go get yourself a cheeseburger or something. That's the only way it makes sense. But these conspiracy people keep diving into their topics. Oh, how could this architecture be built? You just yell fake world and go get yourself a chicken sandwich. That's it. We're done. So in summary, we have the creepy Gematria trifecta. We have 1984, not coded, just in your face. We have the 9 paired with the Elven all over the place. We have even the 33, the initial start date for the first Jeopardy, where Alex Trebek wasn't the host. Then we have 11 years from when it went off the air to when it came back. No, it was 11 years in the first run. Okay, it wasn't 11 years from when it came back. 11 years in the first run. Then the second episode is September 11th, 1984, that codes the you-know-what, plus the Big Brother. And then every single contestant has to lay out the 9 paired with the Elven, all go to 0, all be flushed. This is, I guess if, my friend Tony stumbled upon this, or one of my family members watching my videos without telling me, this would to them seem crazy. To us, it's overwhelming. It just cries out, fake world, get a chicken sandwich, you poor devils. This would be stretching. It would be, I guess, the stuff of lunacy to my friends and family stumbling upon this. To us, it's like, what more do you need to see? Well, Matt, what's causing this? Did they have lodge meetings, or did they? Let me pause, and maybe we'll do the back end retrocausality. And I don't. What's the point anymore? It's just all you have to know is fake world chicken sandwich, fake world chicken sandwich. That's all you need to know. We don't need no more. We need to figure it out. We need to try to get in the back door of an Eyes Wide Shut party. Fuck them. They are role players here. These creeps. Now, this isn't related to the episode of Jeopardy that we're currently looking at, of course, but this stuff pops up all the time. And I think it pops up in front of me constantly. It's like drawn to Jeff. We'll get to that in just a moment. But this is relatively new to me. It just, every day this stuff pops up. How many times can the 9 be paired with the Elven? Federation of Australia start date. Maybe that's why they locked them down so bad during the seat of Emi of 2020. January 1, 1901. It's not commensurate with a normal reality, the number of times these numbers pop up, especially the 33, in terms of all the different things we look at. Again, Jeff is like, what's that fable? The Pied Piper. He led the rats out of the sewers. Jeff's like the Pied Piper when it comes to this stuff. They're like, the rats are the Gematria. The 33s follow him around like rats. The 9 paired with the Elven follows him around like rats. And me too. And I'm sure you. This is what happens, in my opinion, to real spiritual beings when they're seeing through the reality, seeing through the trick, and ready to take themselves and their higher self and Joel out of these material planes, out of these realities. It all breaks down to nonsense. For the people in the ship of fools, it's all normal, and they just order another drink from Isaac. Let me go over here to nasa.gov for just a minute to show you what you're really interested in. I avoided nasa.com, owned by that second grader in Beijing. nasa.gov shows us that 7 hours ago there was an update. The Artemis II flight, day 6. Crew wraps up historic lunar flyby. Now, you guys know I don't make many videos on Monday, but I couldn't have possibly have made a video yesterday. I didn't get out of my bed. I was crying I wasn't sad, tears of joy, just considering and thinking about all the amazing things the United States has been able to accomplish in space. Cried in my bed all day yesterday. It was one of the best days of my life because it was a historic lunar flyby. Why was it historic, Matt? Didn't they do that shit in 1969 when they said they flew about 15 feet they flew about 15 or 20 feet farther away from the Earth than a Buzz Cauldron was, and Neil Armstrong. Matt, but how do you talk about it as real and cake in the lake at the same time? Is it real or cake? We know it's cake, but sometimes just to make fun of it properly, you have to talk about it as if it's real. So back to today's main topic. For those of you at home that played along with us using your Fake Reality, Fake World Home Edition board game, how many slashes did you put on your piece of paper every time the 9 was paired with the Elven? Remember, the date the episode aired was September 11th, 1984, so you have to record that. Remember, did you get them all? Remember, the calendar, which was the final Jeopardy category, codes to 91. That counts. You have to get them all, just like my cousin Vinny. How many bushes and trees? How many bushes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five bushes. No, you forgot that one. 6 bushes. Don't forget you have to, every time the 9 tries in any way to get close to the Elven, you have to record it for those playing along at home. Your Fake Reality, Fake World board game. And as usual, you can't show this sort of thing to anybody that doesn't see the world the way we see it. You can't show it to your spouse or your best friend or your bus driver. I mean, they'll just become the palace guard, defend reality, call us names, call us conspiracy theorists, make excuses. Well, Matt, what are they supposed to do? Not air an episode in 1984 on September 11th? Just skip the date, knowing what would be coming 17 years later? What are you people saying? You people are out to lunch, you conspiracy people. Oh, gee, the final Jeopardy question has a 1 and a 9. Oh, stop the presses, stop the world. It's no point. There's no point. There's no point in trying to show this to anybody. But you plead with them. You say, well, okay, there's 6 or 7 major things here, and Alex Trebek's not allowed to scratch his eye. You people are out to lunch, but we've been looking at these numbers now for 15 years. It's not just the Jeopardy. It's all over the place. Will you sit down with me for 20 hours straight so I can show you everything we've uncovered? Of course not. Don't bother, guys. For us, I love this sort of thing. Absolutely love it. It'll make my day. It'll make my week. I love the fake world examples. The faker this world gets, don't really like the way it's put, but the more real you get. Now here's a lesson, folks. If you want to fake your mission, you want to present some bogus bullshit to your boss or to the people down the street or whatever, and there's nothing behind it, everything is really an insult to our intelligence, you create some sophisticated charts and graphs and posters. You put your sophisticated and complicated charts and graphs and posters. You show all these numbers. Look at the Earth there. Look at the Earth. The number 1, number 2, number 3. Number 1 says liftoff from Cape Canaveral. This poster is so sophisticated, it has to be real. And here's another one, folks. These sophisticated and complicated posters are all over the place. Somebody raised their hand in one of the smoking rooms about 4 years ago and said, how are we going to pass this off? I think the people might be able to see through this. And they said, sophisticated charts and graphs and posters. No one will read any of the words or the talking points or the bullet points on the posters. But the posters look so legitimate that deep down their subconscious, unconscious say, this mission's got to be real. Or why would they be creating such beautiful posters? So back to the main topic, this particular episode of Jeopardy, to close this video out. Do I believe that Alex is associated with Crowley's OTO's secret? He's the great-grandson of Crowley or something? He's a high-level priest in the Golden Dawn or the Club of Rome? Or no, I don't believe. Oh, Matt, we know on good authority that Alex is associated with this. I don't care. I don't care if he's goes with Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone to the Moose Lodge. I don't care. I don't think reality works that way. I don't think he had the lodge meeting the night before. He got a call from the Men in Black. You're going to do this on tomorrow's episode. Why? Don't ask questions. Just do it. I don't think so. Of course, now we could have some gigantic back-end discussion on retrocausality. And this episode, it aired on September 11th, 1984, wasn't like this at all. But there were retrocausal forces that happened because of the big day in September in 2001, and because there were 4 billion people paying attention to that day and associating that, and over again, those numbers together. It rippled back through time and changed the past. Is that possible? Sure it is. The future or the past, time isn't linear. It's just a trick of being in the body in this reality. But you know what? I say, who cares? I don't feel like having some gigantic retrocausality discussion. Did it really happen this way in 1984 on September? Did it not? Is it a retrocausality? Is it a change? Did it ripple back through the past? I care not much more these days, but just to notice fake world. This is an absolute joke. And Joel, my higher self, you lazy son of a beach, get us the F out of here. We're done with these realities.